meet you. Merci. We'll get started in a moment. Welcome in to this 2025 NCAA Women's March Madness pre-tournament press conference. Hold on one second. Got to mute this. All right, here we go. Some announcements before we begin. As a courtesy to your fellow media members as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Also, please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. If you are joining on Zoom, please raise the hand function for questions. We will address questions in the room first and then get to Zoom if time allows. As a reminder, recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited in this room. We are now joined by the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. We have with us student athlete Maddie Albrecht and student athlete Ella Stemmer, right? Got that right? Good. We will take questions. Just raise your hand. We have a mic for you. Front row here on the left.
Good afternoon, ladies. I am Destiny with the Juice Network. We previously spoke with Duke and we talked about the rival. What is the rival with you all coming into this March Madness?
Want to start, Maddie?
I don't think we really see it as too much of a rivalry. We're just going to come in and play our game and play the best that we can and hopefully have the outcome that we want.
Ella?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'd say kind of similar lines. The toughest team that we're going to play is ourselves. So just showing up each day, practicing, and honestly practicing really hard against ourselves, and that'll prepare us just to continue doing us throughout the tournament.
More questions from the room? Front row? Just give us a moment to get the mic to you.
Doug Feinberg, the Associated Press. For both of you, what does it mean to be playing in the NCAA tournament this year and what you've done at Lehigh this season?
Ella, why don't you go first?
It means a lot. I honestly, treat this as once-in-a-lifetime opportunity just because as my final year, I'm a senior on the team, and especially coming here, winning the Patriot League at home, senior year, it means a lot, and I wouldn't want to do it with any other group of girls. So just super honored to be here.
Yeah, I think it's a really special opportunity for our team. Like she said, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I think we're all really excited to get to experience it together.
All right, front row again, and then we'll come to you next.
Destiny again with the Juice Network. You guys won your conference, and then you're coming here. What is that momentum like, and how are you guys keeping that momentum after winning that conference title?
I think we come in playing with a lot of confidence. We played really well throughout the playoffs, so we're just trying to continue that and then continue competing with each other in practice and having fun, which is what got us here, so just trying to keep that going.
Yeah, honestly, I think we're a team that thrives off of momentum, so taking what we've done, kind of just the ability to do us in practice, like Maddie said, but we choose joy and effort each and every day, and we're going to continue doing that.
Front row, did you have one? Yeah.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. Ella, I saw that you had an ad for Celsius on your Instagram this week. I want to know, is that an opportunity you think came up because of the NCAA tournament? How did that work?
Definitely, it was because of our success during the Patriot League Championship, and that started that connection. But it was just kind of a fun bonus to being here. I will say that there have been some other opportunities, but honestly, just trying to take it in for what it is and enjoy this experience with my teammates.
As a follow-up, Maddie, I saw that you were private on Instagram. Is that on purpose? Do you want to? What are your thoughts on that? I know a lot of players feel the pressure to be on Instagram and things like that.
Yeah, I would say I'm just not a huge social media person in general or on my phone in general. So I wasn't really going to let that change anything. Yeah.
More questions from in the room? Front row?
For both of you again, I know it's not probably high on your list, but this is the first year that the women's tournament is making financial units for the schools. So you're bringing money into Lehigh by playing here and every game you win or get to play in. How cool is that finally the women are getting equality with the men as far as financial units?
Definitely, I think it means a lot as kind of the name of like the women's game rises, and I think honestly it's just another opportunity for us to get to show like what we're made of, and it's really cool to see how all the big players are making a name for themselves, but honestly just finally getting equal respect as the men's game, and like with the branding and everything, it means a lot for us to finally kind of see some equity there.
Do you want to answer as well, Maddie?
Yeah, just along with what she said, I really think it shows just the growth of women's basketball in general, which is great. So,
Question in the back.
Chris Edwards, Duke Radio. For both of you, as you finish up your senior years, what do you want the legacy of your senior class to be at Lehigh?
I think we want to be a team or a class that competes with each other and has fun. I think we want to be known as great teammates, and great people off the court too.
I think we have a unique set of people as within our senior class. We're pretty large with 6, so we do make up a large portion of our team. But coming in early this season, honestly, it began in the summer. We named resiliency as one of the key components of this class and what we wanted this team to look like. So I think that's really shown with how we respond, coming after a bad quarter, a bad half. Even if it's a bad practice, I think we've responded really well. And I think our senior class has definitely left that legacy.
More questions right here, front row.
Destiny again with the Juice. You mentioned that you guys have 6 seniors on your team. How are you all coaching and preparing your freshmen as vets on the team?
I think that's a really good question just because player-led teams are so much more successful and effective and impactful than, led by coaches. So we have the ability and the power within our program to call huddles, kind of get the team regrouped when we see fit. And honestly, I think it comes from a lot of respect of our underclassmen. I think there's a lot of mutual respect and trust that goes both ways. And so developing that trust has definitely taken some time. But this group this year has, made leaps and bounds within that area.
Yeah, I would say we have a lot of people that have different leadership strengths. I think I'm someone that leads more by example, but we also have people who are better at vocal leadership or things like that. So I just think trying to pass that along to underclassmen as much as possible.
Middle of front row. A reminder to those on Zoom, if you would like to ask a question, just use the raise hand function and we'll get to you at the end.
Yeah, Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. Obviously, you said it's not a rivalry or anything, but a lot of people in this area are familiar with Lehigh because of the big upset over the men's team. Have you heard from any of the men's team that carried on that upset, or any of your other alumni who have memories from that? What kind of inspiration is that giving you going into the game?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of mention of it, but honestly, we're looking forward to making our own path and kind of setting our own story. So we've definitely heard, like Lehigh beat Duke, whatever, and the selection show is on the anniversary, so there's definitely some connection there, and it's a lot of fun to continue that, but we're really looking forward for the opportunity to kind of make our own path.
Yeah, and I think we've just had a lot of support from the Lehigh community and the alumni in general, so that's been really great.
Any other questions from the room? Seeing none here and none on Zoom, I guess we can let you go. But Maddie, Ella, thank you for the time, and welcome to March Madness.
Thank you so
Enjoy
much.
it. All right. We're now joined by the head coach of the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, Addie Messier. We will have an opening statement from Coach, followed by questions. And just a reminder again, if you have a question, raise your hand. Also provide your name and affiliation when you do ask your question. Those of you on Zoom, just use the raise hand function, and we will get to you at the end of the press conference. With that being said, Coach, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I know you got to hear from our student athletes. This is a really, really special team. We've had an incredible year led by 5 seniors and a 5th year. And, as we prepped for this, we're prepping the same way the entire time to win games and compete. It's a team that's played with joy and effort. And so, we're happy to be here, but we're also looking to win a game, which is great. And everybody here in Durham has been fantastic. The hospitality has been spectacular, and we're looking forward to what's to come.
All right, questions from the room. Second row.
Yeah, Mitch North of SB Nation. Coach, I was just wondering, you played for Courtney Banghart. I was wondering if you've gotten a chance to catch up with her at all since you've been here, or get a little scouting report from her on a team she knows pretty well.
I actually did. I went over to Chapel Hill this morning. Obviously played for Coach, but also have a former player on that staff, our athletic trainer there, so it was a little bit of a homecoming. She just talked about, she watches a lot of our games and just has talked about we've done what we do all year, and she's really excited to see that matchup there too.
Front row.
Good afternoon, Coach. Destiny with the Juice Network. Can you speak on getting your team ready and preparing them to keep up with the momentum of postseason basketball?
Yeah, joy and effort. That's been our focus, and we say that every day that is a choice, and this is a team that has actively chosen that throughout Patriot League play, throughout the playoffs, and we talk about this just being bonus, and they have continued to choose that every day. And when you have those 6 seniors who lead with that way, with empathy, with competitiveness, it really hasn't been something that our staff has had to do. They don't have to get ready because they're just staying ready.
More questions? Front row.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. The players were talking about, having such a veteran team, seniors, and that they're allowed to call huddles and to kind of, call some shots themselves a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like you trust them with a level of leadership. How did that develop, and how do you think that helps the team?
It developed over time. And, when you watch us play, we want to run a motion-style offense. Our staff jokes that we're more like soccer coaches than we are basketball coaches. We do a lot of teaching at practice, and then when it's game time, we have to teach reads at practice and do all of that, but game time, they get to play, and they get to make mistakes. And one thing that we say is mistakes of aggression are always welcome in our program. You have to go out there and play hard, and basketball is a game of mistakes. And so this group and this veteran group, they're unafraid to go make plays, and they're unafraid to make mistakes. And so as a coach, that's what you want, because you need some guts to win in March.
Here in the front.
Destiny with the Juice again. My question to you is, were there any changes that you made coming into this postseason with your team? Duke is known to have some really great shooters. So have you made any changes to your team post-scouting report?
Yeah, we do us for the most part. That's what got us here. Obviously, you have to look at the scouting report and you see that they're really fast. They can turn defense to offense very quickly. And so we need to amplify what we do even better, right? Those mistakes of aggression cannot lead to live ball turnovers that turn into 2. And on the defensive end as well, they're going to be fast and faster than what we've seen for the most part within our league, but we've seen glimpses of it in our league. Our league is really strong, and we have some kids that can get downhill. We have some really active kids on the glass in our league, but we're just going to see more of them on the court at one time. So more so it's making certain tweaks, making sure we're really there to help each other, and we've also been preparing to hit the glass harder.
We'll go to second row and then to Doug.
Yeah, you're the #1 free throw shooting team in the nation, 81%, I think, or something like that. Is that an identity you've kind of leaned into? Like, how did that? I know a lot of teams practice free throws a lot, and they never really get any better at them. How did that sort of manifest itself with y'all?
This is a really funny question because we've been up there in free throw percentage for a long time, and we actually do not practice free throws at practice. This is a team that shoots, and we shoot a lot. and we shoot a lot of threes at practice. We probably shoot more than I think most teams would be in the country. But I think that's also, too, one, you need confidence to shoot free throws, and you do need reps. And our players get a lot of reps outside of time at practice. The other thing, too, is you'll learn about this team. They play with joy, they play with effort, and they're a bunch of gamers. And so when the lights are on, I would probably imagine they make more free throws than in games than they do other times, just because they want to win and they want to compete.
Doug?
Hey, Coach, Doug Feinberg, the AP. Your answer to Lindsay's question, I was thinking back when I covered you back in the day at Princeton, and it sounded like a lot of what Courtney used to say as far as empowering you guys to make plays and such. Is that where you kind of get that philosophy from?
Yeah, I was told as a freshman, shoot till you're hot. Once you're hot, keep shooting. And that was Courtney at her very first year as a head coach. And it's something that I loved playing in that system. I loved the care that we had for our teammates. And it's one of the reasons why I got into coaching, is I wanted to make sure another generation of student athletes had that same experience that I had. And so getting here at Lehigh, was able to work for Sue Troyan, who had that same mindset. Let's empower young women. Let's make it a really fun system to play in. And that's what we want to do here at Lehigh, and that's what we're continuing to do.
Front row.
Destiny again with the Juice. Speaking on women empowerment in sports, you have 3 teams hosting right here within a 30-minute radius of each other. Can you speak on coming down here with your ladies, how important it is to play in these games with these teams, and just the magnitude of it all?
Yeah, it's really special for women's basketball to have 3 marquee premier programs that have been, carrying the torch for a long time with basketball to be hosting down here, and we don't take that lightly. And so our team is just excited to be a part of it and have earned the right to be a part of it.
Middle here. Time for 1 or 2 more, maybe.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. What does it mean to you to be at the first tournament with units? You're bringing money back home, and is that something you address with your players and kind of try and educate them about?
We haven't addressed it yet with our players. We want them to kind of stay in the moment. Some of them that want to get into coaching and get into women's sports understand the magnitude of it, but we've talked about it as a staff too. It's about time. It's about time. Women's basketball has been on the rise for a really long time, and we know that we stand on the shoulders of some women that really fought for us to get here. So I think it's an exciting time to make an NCAA tournament, to be able to help out our league, our school, and everything like that, and we know more is coming.
Any more questions from the room? Seeing none, and also none on Zoom, congratulations on making it. Welcome to March Madness, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
As a reminder to the media, Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.